They are like the G2 of the LPL, but IG their own identity here. I should never compare them. You ready, Dagda? You ready to go in again?
I am definitely ready to see what both these teams are going to cook up. I'm a little bit worried for LNG looking at their composition right now, though, because it feels like it's losing lane across the board, and that's where Invictus Gaming shine.
Will be game number 11 for Maple, though. See what he can do here. Going up against Invictus Gaming. LNG are already out there trying to get ready for summer at this point, while Invictus Gaming secure first undoubtedly with this game win, rather series win. As we see the Shy with his Jace picked towards the top side of the lane. Now, Jace for the Shy hasn't been picked this split. Again, it's been a rookie pick towards the mid lane. So we're going to see his debut on this top laner.
It still feels like it's the IG strange drafts, though. We talked about how, look, you kind of want another melee champion to fit with Leian here, because the Sejuani wants someone to help him proc that permafrost. Well, Leian doesn't really have that, because 9 times out of 10, the Shy is going to be in that ranged form. So I'm curious to see how IG want to approach this.
I'm super surprised, though, it's not a Kalista top, just from seeing it first in the pick and ban phase, where if anyone doesn't know, if you're seeing Kalista top in solo queue or in other competitive places, the Shy is the one that started this. He was picking it up in KR Challenger, and if you go to any of the VODs on YouTube, you'll know that his gameplay of top Kalista with Halo Blades is absolutely disgusting. So we'll keep an eye on that series. If LNG leave it open again, the potential's always there, as we have junglers starting on same sides of the map right now, pathing towards this semi-fickle top lane.
You can see as well that the Shy has opted in for the phase rush here, so usually you can see stuff like Conquer come in. We've seen Comet if you want to try and poke out stuff, or even the Summon Airy if you're going for this full poke style with the Shy. But opting here for the phase rush is looking to just try and bully out Shenlong as much as possible in this lane, because you can get the auto attacks to proc the phase rush fairly quickly, and then as well it gives them maneuverability in these team fights, which will be great help when you're trying to avoid some of the CC that's going to be coming in from the likes of XX and Maple.
Again, remember that the Shy likes to win his lane. We can't say it enough with Invictus Gaming. Win lane, win game. Their identity hasn't really shifted much from their 2018 World Championship roster. They team fight a lot better, and they do have a new bottom lane in Puff and Southwind that came over from Beachy Gaming. But they've been really successful here on this roster, and you can see already Puff and Southwind with the shove here in this lane, with Halo Blades, Kalista on Puff, and also the cleanse, plus exhaust taken by Southwind, so there's no heal in this lane.
They don't really need it in this lane. You can see actually on both sides they've opted to get rid of the heal. And this is something we've seen come out from AD carries a little bit more because, well, let's be realistic. They haven't been the most mobile of AD carries in the meta right now. So having the cleanse there will help out against the plethora of CC that's wormed its way into the likes of your mid laners, junglers, and even the top laners in a lot of situations.
But Leian's getting a bit cheeky here with XX. The smite does go down to secure the big chicken away, so Leian has to back off eventually. Does mean he's in position to secure topside scuttle. Again, remember XX passed up here as well, but has a couple of camps towards the bottom side to secure it at the end of the day.
So looking at what LNG want to try and do in this game, it's XX would love to try and get up towards this top side to try and help out Shenlong, but Rookie and Leian have already made their way up here. So this is going to be a very warm welcoming for IG to the LPL for Shenlong.
Especially to Shenlong, right? The flash away as one summoner for one summoner. A good response here from Shenlong and Aatrox, but now completely zoned away from his turret.
So needs to try and get here to pick up the CS. Has a ward to spot out where the members of IG are, but now he knows he's in trouble.
Oh no, the Shock Blast combo. Leian going in for the dive. Maybe a bit too soon there, Dagda. First blood over to the Shy.
He thought he was safe because Rookie was spot on that ward going into Tri-Bush, but didn't realize that Leian had stuck around. Ends up giving over his life there, and that roam from IG working out, not only getting the kill, but that golden experience dying to the tower instead of gifting it to Shenlong.
You talk about a warm welcome for Shenlong because this is his first LPL split. Remember that this guy is coming in over Flandre, who never missed a game in 5 years of his competitive time on Snake and in the LPL. Shenlong comes from Snake Voodoo in the past, or also known as LNG Academy when they did do the name change. So he's been in the LDL for a little while, but has never made the trip up to the LPL. Now he's versing the Shy and Invictus Gaming. This is going to be a tall order, already put behind in the lane by 10 CS, and the Shy with First Blood has picked up a pickaxe. That is not going to be a fun laning experience.
No, it's not. And it feels like, especially with FLICKR having played all those 5 years, definitely deserves a holiday at this stage. And it gives Chenlun a bit of that experience too on the stage. So I like that they're bringing this guy in. But the pickaxe will be an interesting build. Looks like we're going to be seeing a bit of a different story come out from the Shy. I'll be looking forward to seeing what he's going to build out of that. But Duan here needs to be careful. A lot of members of IG hovering around to try and catch him.
Maybe going for the Manamune.
That's what I'm thinking. Might be going back to a bit of an old school build. We'll have to see what he exactly decides to go.
XX spotted out on the ward. Pings are going to come through. The Infernal Chains actually brings him in. Now the Shy in a bit of trouble himself. Remember, we said this guy has more career death. And it looks like he's going to add another one here as XX picks up their first kill of the game.
And this is how teams are consistently punishing the Shy. He likes to shove in the lane, will always try and get some sort of aggression underneath the tower, but does leave himself very exposed in that top side. Now you've got XX who's picked up the kill in top lane, but it's been answered on the bottom side for IG. And what LNG are looking to try and do here is get their lanes rolling a little bit early, try and help out Chenlun, who's been set behind, because they're looking for Light to scale up and hit those 2 to 3 items where he's got Infinity Edge, Essence Reaver, the Seal item done, and then they can look to really team fight against IG. But the problem, of course, is IG don't like to give you that time to scale.
Especially not when you see these winning lanes coming through from Invictus Gaming. Maple forced back a little bit here. We're looking at a trade. Is now Rookie going to have to make one himself. XX pretty active here. Unleash Power goes into the Elise, but I think Rookie's just dead. Sleepy Trouble Bubble really nice. And Leanne looking for the response kill onto XX with the Permafrost. He'll find it, but Chenlun's coming in as well. Leanne not tanky enough. And a double kill to Maple Zoe. It's not the early game you'd want to see.
With Chenlun roaming, though, he's now going to lose a lot of this farm to the top lane, especially if the Shy can zone him off. So, yes, LNG are getting advantages for Maple, which is great for them. But you do have to look at Chenlun and say, hey, look, buddy, you're really starting to fall behind here. Look at the CS score and that level lead that the Shy is going to tick over to 7 with in just a second.
I'm sure he's happy just to get out of that lane in the end anyway. But now 2 kills onto Maple in the mid lane. He picks up the Mercury Treads. He's got an Amplifying Tome and 4 stacks on the Dark Seal. Even behind 10 CS, this is a much better early game than you'd be led to believe with the early dive towards the top side.
See as well, though, that IG are trying to get their solo lane rolling. They're trying to see if they can get Rookie with a little bit of help. Leanne was coming in to try and turn that around, but this is where we usually see Leanne take a step back, because oftentimes we've seen like Nidalees, we've seen a lot more of these hyper-aggressive early game junglers where you can get in, aggressively invade, take your camps, and use the pressure that the Shy and Rookie have created in the mid and the top side of the map. This Sejuani pick doesn't lend itself to that, though, because you're much slower clear. You're not going to be able to get in as aggressively. You're the one that's on the back foot against XX. So this is why we're seeing now XX is having his way with the map, punishing where IG are usually strongest.
Pushing aggressively in that river, has control there with the ward up towards the top side. You can see the Shy even pulls back for a little bit and is now moving back to lane, while Southwind is going to spot him out. Cocoon doesn't land. XX also has to be careful here with the roaming support from Invictus Gaming. Duan is about to match that here. Doesn't have mobility boots, has gone for the Merc Tread, so a little bit slower to get out onto the map, but still here matching and shadowing the mid lane.
Duan did a very quick right turn once he saw that Southwind had already made his way up towards that top side and started to make his way down towards the bottom side. But now you can actually see that XX has decided to forego this top side, not looking towards the Rift Herald, seeing if he could pick off Kalista instead.
Puff was actually trying to sandwich that one while Light stays in the wave. Now, Light has evened up a bit of the CS here in the Kalista Tarek lane, so things going okay here for LNG.
So the IG have a pretty strong poke and siege composition right now, with the Rookie and the Shy being able to provide a good amount of that.
No damage. Oh, but hang on, Southwind actually might be in a bit of trouble. Dazzle comes through, Fate's Call going to be used. I don't know about aggressively here, because Maple's made the roam down. Trouble Bubble was close to tagging Southwind on the exit.
And here's found a bit of company in Maple and XX, so we'll quickly avoid them and make his way back into his own side of the jungle. But I like how aggressive LNG have been in this early game. One of the biggest concerns we've had for them is that they don't really look like a team. They've been a lot more kind of scavengers and opportunists, and oh, we've come across a play where we make things happen. This time around, though, XX has been doing wonders in getting his team rolling in the early game. Maple is roaming out of his lane after securing those 2 kills. This is LNG starting to look a little bit more on the same page.
Do you remember earlier in the split when we saw Rogue Warriors go up against IG, the compliment we had for them was matching the aggression of Invictus Gaming. And we've seen many times before, that's how teams beat out IG, by going pound for pound with them in the early plays. So far, LNG have done that here. They look to start the game off rolling, at least the series, rather. At this point, notice Rookie has blue buff. We're looking mid because he has the shove, he has the wave under control, and he's got a sizable CS advantage here over Maple. And XX is nearby. Troll Bubble's going to land. That's not good. But Maple can't get the full range here as Cocoon nicely dodged away from Scatter the Weak to stop the play, but XX is still adamant on making it. Flashes away. Repel up into the wall. The range doesn't come through, but XX survives. And now another kill here to the Elise.
Heal for Maple used to keep XX nice and topped up, so no worries about going down to the Unleashed power. Now LNG can move over towards this Rift Herald, and this is a very different game from what I expected from LNG. They are controlling this early game beautifully.
Especially when they're already out of playoffs. I mean, a lot of teams, maybe the pressure comes off them and they're willing to, I don't know, they're able to play, I should say. A lot better quality of League of Legends. Rift Herald is half health, and this is just not going to be contested at all by Invictus Gaming.
And now that you've gotten this Rift Herald for LNG, well, they can back away, look at the dragon that's about to spawn. You can use this power that you can create in the mid lane thanks to the Rift Herald, that you can easily rotate over towards the dragon and pick that one up for themselves as well. So LNG very much in command of these objectives when it comes to the timing.
Now backing away with it. Where is he going to put it? Well, many, many lanes. A lot of time left for turret plating at this point as well. Okay, well, the Shy still hurts, by the way. Now that we've got a pickaxe and a serrated Dirk, I'm thinking Edge of Night.
It does seem like it, looking to try and avoid the ganks that could come through from XX. It's a very different style of build that we usually see from these chases. Oftentimes, if we are going towards this, you might see something like a Dustblade or even something more standard like the Youmuu's Ghostblade if you're going this lethality style of build. But definitely the Shy taking a step back here and saying, look, I need these defensive stats first.
But, I mean, taking a step back in the lane itself, he is not. Chen Lun is just backing away, realizing the threat of Rookie moving. Rookie's actually going bot with Luyan.
And this is now where Chen Lun, those early game advantages that the Shy got, won in pushing in the... Oh, hang on.
Okay, Glacial Prison's going to come through. XX moves away from Scatter the Weak as the Troll Bubble comes through, and Southwind gets thrown in with a Fate's Call at the last minute. IG did pick up the Dragon, but are not going to pick up their jungler. Maple takes another.
Nice one from Maple, managing to pick off Luyan in that situation. 2 Paddle Stars is all it takes to take down the Sejuani at this point, and a 3-kill Zoe can definitely put a wrench in the work for IG's plans. I want to go back to Chen Lun though, because this guy's really starting to struggle, and if the Shy is opting for this... Actually, no, there we go. The Manamune is picked up there, so this is where we're going to see the Shy going more towards this accelerated shock blast gameplay more so than the lethality style that we usually see. So wanting to opt into a siege and poke style more so than anything else.
As Rookie gets in trouble here in the mid laning. Source is their ultimate launched up. Rookie, oh no, 0 and 3. I guess he's the one dying this game.
And now LNG can push in here. This is a fantastic call. They got the Rift Herald going down as well. They should crack up a mid lane turret here. Yeah. And this will open up both sides of the map now for them to control, and that's really how they're going to have an opportunity to shut down IG.
LNG controlling the early game tempo. Bottom lane stopped here on the side of Puff and Southwind.
The problem here, though, is that even though they're getting the kills, they're getting the towers, it's the CS disadvantages that are in top, mid, and even in that bottom lane that are keeping IG at an even pace. The Shy as well, with all these turret plates he's kept up, is very far ahead of Chen Lun. So LNG are doing good, but they're not out of the woods yet.
At least Chen Lun was able to stop the push coming through before turret plating disappears. The Shy waiting in brush for him to come back to lane with a 40 CS lead, and that's growing pretty fast here. At this point, I want you to also note that Chen Lun has a lot of swords in his pocket, while the Shy actually picked up the Lucidity boots alongside that Mirror Mana, or Mana Mune.
Cole. So the Cole is already popped for him. So not only is it tower, turret plate, CS lead, the 300 gold from the Cole on top of everything. Like, the Shy is monstrous right now.
But Maple and XX are too. I'm waiting to see what XX actually build. The fact that, again, LNG have kept up in this pace means we're going to get pound for pound yet again. Maple just doesn't miss this game either.
So if we've got the Shy opting for this more tier orientated build where he's going to be trying to poke as often as possible with these accelerated shock blasts. There is the opportunity for the Shy to just do that by himself in the top lane if he wants to, and continuously clear these waves in a split push style, which could be an absolute nuisance for LNG. But if the Shy does group up and try and use
grow up.
I know, grow up.
Grow
Yeah,
up,
he's a
Shy.
growing boy. He's got his milk.
You know,
but it's Rookie and the Shy. If they grew up and they're poking underneath the tower, that can be a lot
on
more
that
of a different
note,
situation.
the Shy's only 20 years old.
Oh wow.
I looked the other day, the Shy is only 20. That dude won Worlds at 18. He was born in 1996. I looked the other... Wait, no.
No,
He's
that
not
can't
20.
be right.
Hang on, I'm going to have to look this up.
Because I was like, he joined
No.
He was originally a streamer, he joined WE, and then came to IG in 2017.
I'm still
I was
sure
like,
he's pretty much...
there's no way he was picked
I
up in
got to check
23
this. It wasn't
years,
90.
maybe?
The year's not right. Hang on. Don't listen to hysterics.
Okay, either way, I'm going to go back to my point. So
you
the
go
Shy can
talk.
poke really well, and you're going to have Rookie who can do so underneath turrets as well. You know, you end up with this Scatter the Weak into Accelerate Shock Blast combo. You're going to take people out, but Maple's going to be really good at answering for that as well.
I was right. I just got the year wrong. He is 20. He's born in 1999. Imagine being this good at League of Legends and being 20 years old.
It just makes me feel old that a 20-year-old is from 1999.
99. Thank you to people who are clarifying that as well. So the Shy, with his youth, in this game especially, flash away from Southwind. Nice from XX. Just poking the bear. That kind of is this bottom lane.
And we got to look at IG because they stole away that last dragon as well off of the back timings from LNG. So now they're going to be looking to pick up this next dragon for themselves as well. This could put them onto Mountain Soul and make it a lot more difficult for LNG to pick them off.
Oh, but a flash forward from Dwan, flash away from Rookie. The cleanse used as well. Man,
It's even from the Shy. They didn't want to keep going.
To go forward. Yeah, the teleport as you mentioned coming through, but no, the Shy says it's wave time. Sick. All right, let's get a turret. He doesn't care about fights, man. He wants gold. As, okay, maybe onto Dwan. The potential's there. Wow, Maple gets shocked and blasted. As Dwan now going to ult. This is a bit all over the place, but so a lot of IG's games. Fate's Call goes in. Southwind going to use the ultimate to go invulnerable. The Shy now back on in it, but Chenlin in a great position here until he gets turned on. The members of LNG are getting pretty low as Puff runs forward as well. Meanwhile, they have found Southwind as Light flashes forward. Good dazzle in the end. Everyone's so low. Finally, someone dies. As
Maple!
the Moonlight Vigil and the Shock Blast both don't connect. Maple almost gets a kill on the back of that as well.
Maple is doing a lot of work for LNG here on this Zoe. He's managed to pick off the likes of Rookie to get him low and stop the advances of IG. Now LNG have managed to pick up the dragon for themselves, and this is good. This is really like LNG putting a fight against IG and forcing them back.
So tell me, IG is still up in gold though. You know, again, those lane advantages,
exactly.
right?
It's the turret plates for the Shy, it's the CS differences, and this is where it's still coming from. But this is why these fights are still incredibly close. And when you've got Maple who's on point with the Zoe, watch him over the wall here. He's picking off people continuously. So while we're watching the likes of the Shy chase down Shenlong, Maple is doing the work here on the back line. And that's the issue in this fight for IG is with that tower up, they can't chase the low health members of LNG, and LNG are the ones aggressing and finding the kills that they need.
This just went on for so long and only one person died in the end as well. Now that we're back in real time, okay, IG are going to get yet another turret here. The Shy's actually grouped up with the rest of mid, with Puff actually clearing this wave. Looking for a bit of burst damage to come through. That mid turret's still standing.
I'm looking to see how this Rift Herald is going to be addressed by LNG, because it feels like if you start to get the IG grouped up in this pit, Maple can make some magic happen. But the problem right now is that IG are bursting it down without LNG in a position, and this is a big issue that we've seen from LNG previously, where the Rift Herald control just hasn't quite been there. It's pretty much a coin toss as to whether they get it, and it's answered in this game as well. They get the first one, don't even bother to fight for the second one, and now there's a potential for them to lose their mid lane turret. But I was going to say with the Rift Herald, but it's not even with the Rift Herald.
Getting collapsed on though. IG make it out towards the top side where the Shy is pushing down a turret meanwhile, but Maple's working on this bottom side, so at least it's a trade until IG get positioned for the inner.
And that's the problem here. They can use this Rift Herald to take down the inner turret. IG are zoning Shenlong off of this top side. You're losing out on this trade, LNG.
This is going to get a charge towards the inhibitor turret in under 20 minutes. Suddenly, it's go time. Maple only now just backing. He has no TP to get in position.
And here's the siege we are talking about. Rookie and the Shy advancing forward, setting each other up for success.
Okay, IG, all five are here. Base exposed at 20 minutes. The ult from Aphelios doesn't connect, so Light, opportunity not there as the Shy gets burst out. He sends some back to Maple, but Maple does more at this stage. But now with an exposed inhibitor, only IG would go forward.
Well, they really want this inhibitor. There's the redemption to keep members topped up on LNG side.
But now the collapse onto Chenlong in the base. Dwan now dead as well. 2 people dead. They send in Southwind. Cosmic Radiance not in time. He'll die as well. Repel into the air. IG underneath XX. They won't kill him, but they will get an inhibitor. The Shy almost dies. Maple is keeping this game alive. Flushing forward, maybe XX is as well, but he's going to get engaged on. He's dead as well. Everyone jumps in, and now Aphelios has his thing. Yes, he does. It's his moment in the sun. IG is suddenly dead.
IG are dead, but LNG's base is in ruins. They've already lost the top inhibitor at 20 minutes, and when you're trying to protect that with this next dragon coming up, that's going to be so difficult to do. But look, Light, it was Infernum. It was grouped up low health members. Aphelios gets a triple kill.
And Baron spawns, so you know what that means? We're going to fight around something else. This day has been all about our years here in League of Legends, hasn't it?
It really
And
has
again, what is 100 plus 100? We got this at the end of the fight. Oh, God.
Yeah, there you go.
Stop it. Why do I have to
So
cast
here's the
this?
thing, though. Now you've got an Aphelios that has 4 kills, picks up a Rune and a Hex Trinker just off of that play alone. This Aphelios is really, really big now. So
Yeah.
IG, yes, you've got this top lane inhibitor down, and you can do work when you're from afar with the Shy and Rookie, but if LNG are able to aggress forward onto them, they'll go down pretty quickly.
I have to take note of items while you were looking at the Aphelios. I also want to note that Maple with 2 items there, that'll quickly become 3. Also, I hope for the Magi's. This is the game for Magi's. Just do it. Show the... What's a friendly word for... Show your tenacity against IG. Sorry, I was trying to keep this PG. Because LNG right now still have that gold, right? Even though gold is even across the board, the fact that they're even with IG, who had such big lane advantages, is to be commended. At this point, the Shy, remember, still doesn't have the Muramana just yet. He's got double lethality item. And now, Loyen says, let's flank. XX is just dead. Who does he die to? Give it to Puff. Puff is now growing as well. And there's a dragon there coming up soon.
XX, a bit unfortunate with the range on that repel. Wasn't quite able to get onto Leyan in the way that he hoped. And once he was up there, he knew he had nowhere else to go. Jumps back down into the waiting hands of IG. With that jungler down now, they can easily turn towards the Baron as IG. You've already got this Blade of the Rune King complete on Puff alongside the Rune's Hurricane. They will melt through this objective.
I mean, it's 22 minutes in. It wouldn't be IG if we didn't get maybe that. The Shy is level 14 alongside Maple. He says, should I go in? Probably not into 4 people, but that's a smart the Shy thought. As now they re-engage. Fate's Call here. The Aphelios ult comes out yet again. The hope for this fight diminishing here. With the Cosmic Radiance down yet again. LNG on the escape route. But Maple, one more taste of the porky pig here from Leyen. But he's just going to walk away as well. And he's pretty tanky at this point. So LNG, they've lost some members again as Light, watch out.
Takes a big old shock blast to the face, and now LNG trying to deal with this minion wave in the top side. Baron going, or not quite going over to IG, but IG will be able to turn towards this dragon and pick that one up for themselves, putting them onto Soul Point. And it feels like at IG now, despite this great early game from LNG, have found the success that they want.
Casting IG series, man, it's just
so strange.
Stupid. It's just like, again, when we talked at the start of this broadcast, or should I say the start of this series, Dagger and I were talking about the Shy and his career deaths being more than his career kills. As good dodge away. Now he's going to show us why he does get the kills. Just hold on that thought, ladies and gentlemen. XX in a bad position again. Spider in the air. Now dead. As the Shy is going to pick up 2 more kills. That was a really nice kite away. Again to the Shy. He's his own worst enemy. And that time around, he was his own best player.
And that's what makes it so upsetting to watch IG, is that you really don't know how they win in certain circumstances, but how they manage to keep things even, how they manage to keep themselves at a pace where they can go for plays like this. Because if you take away that scoreboard at the top and you say, hey, look, LNG, with that game you or the game you had earlier in this, you should have been able to pick up a victory for yourselves. It was all LNG all the way, but IG always find just a couple of CS advantages, terror advantages, turret plates, and they always keep themselves in it.
And suddenly this game is at 3K. LNG looks so great, you're right, and the two most fed members are still fed. So there is that slight glimmer of hope. The Shy putting out a bit of damage. One up with the door, that's great. Muramana, by the way, now complete with another Serrated Dirk on the way to be the third lethality item. As that lands onto Rookie, really nice, but the ultimate comes through from Le Yen. Dwan in a pickle now himself as the Shy hits over the wall. Rookie's one to pick up the kill. As Le Yen goes down, now the Shy is by himself, looking for the re-engage. He flashes away, but not in time. Getting caught out there is Invictus Gaming.
And this is what we talked about. If IG are setting up for the siege potential, they need to have LNG backed right the way off. If LNG are able to engage, they can kill IG. There's no one really tanky apart from Leyen, and he's not going to be able to survive
Rookie
everything.
has no health. I mean, I was very surprised for him to still be there.
So LNG now looking to take a tier 2. This is them looking like, okay, we've got some control back in this game, but the problem, as we said, is in 3 minutes, that Mountain Soul is spawning. And even if LNG move in to try and take that objective for themselves, the poke that IG can put down on them into that Dragon Pit will mean they'll lose the ensuing fight. So it's a lose-lose when that objective does come up. Here, though,
I mean,
despite the early plays from this play from IG is great, but here's the problem with the respawn coming in from LNG. LNG get the re-engage. They're already taking Rookie low. The Shy isn't able to put down damage onto some of the more crucial members like Light. And even Maple, because he can take his damage from way back field, is able to bring it forward despite his low health bar.
Chat, if you want advice to be a caster, you got to pick the Aphelios plays that you think are the absolute bane of anyone's existence. You can't look at them all and you can't say 200 for all of them. That's all I'm going to say about what we just saw there. A lot of damage, though, is coming out of Light here with 2 items, 2.5 here with the Hex Drinker. LNG getting back control of their jungle as the Dragon you mentioned will be up in 2 minutes. IG going to be backing away for now. I want to note that the Shy, who we've had a focus here on this game with his Jace, now has his 3rd lethality item plus the Muramana. Also note that Rocky, who's been hurt early in this series, game, now has the Void Staff second.
And this is all just doubling down on, okay, we want to pick off these low health members like XX, Maple, and Light under these turrets, and then we can set ourselves up for a dive in conjunction with Leyan. Southwind to provide that Cosmic Radiance, but they still have to be careful on IG's side that they're not falling into this trap of, okay, we're going to go over towards this Dragon that's spawning in a minute, and giving LNG the setup where they can dive onto us once again. We saw what just happened underneath this mid lane turret, so IG still need to be careful when they approach these objectives.
You just don't say the C word with IG, okay? Careful is not in their vocabulary. IG will make the same play over and over again. As this Baron expires, expect them to make the play like they do have Baron, right? 45 seconds to the Dragon, as you mentioned.
Now we've got a GA complete onto Light, though, so this is a little bit more difficult for you to try and take down this Aphelios. But now we got the poke from
Gank potential, yeah. Southwind is in a pickle himself. He's going to get fates called. IG re-engaged with him, though. Southwind is sent to death, as Dwan will die as well. Here comes Leyen and the Shy. That was ambitious. As Maple setting up in position, he has Blade of the Wrong King. Wow! The Shy gets him to 1/4 of his health, now goes in, almost dies himself. In fact, is very close to getting killed. The Shy gets flashed on. Chenlun wants some revenge. Aphelios hits everyone. As Light has the range, Maple gets a double trouble bubble. And LNG are still fighting back.
LNG are not out of this game yet. They will now turn over and pick up the Dragon as the reward, taking that timer off of their backs for another few minutes. And LNG, oh, hang on, this is a teleport coming in.
Oh, it's the Shy as well. Here we go. He's running at the speed of light. He ran into a trouble bubble. Uh-oh. The Shy now low and Light's after him. What form of the Shy are we going to get? I'll tell you one thing. That was definitely not the positive one.
If you ever wanted to see the face of instant regret, you can tune into the IG webcam of the Shy there.
Do you know that run meme that was there before? You know, like, run. Yeah, that's literally, yeah. That's the Shy. That was that moment of the Shy. By the way, best top laner in the world, as we look at the replay.
And Chenlun, I like that he's trying to play aggressive here, and sets up the rest of LNG here. And Chenlong, I mean, look, he's been wailed on in this game, but definitely having, at least attempting to have the impact there is what I want to see from these rookies, because this is where you will find some sort of success. But, I mean, Chenlong, you did a lot better than the Shy did in this play.
I mean, I gotta say, like, if he dodges a trouble bubble, that probably turns into, like, a Shy 1v2. Maybe not killing White, but killing Maple. Who knows? Who knows?
I would think I'll put my money onto the 7-0 Zoe and the 5-0 Felios.
Dude, he's got a Rabadon's Death Cap. And again, like, while this seems a little bit memey for IG, remember that this series is all about securing first place. To get the easiest side of the bracket.
And it's going to be tough, because we said, okay, look, the Shy and Rookie want to set up for this siege potential where they can push at people underneath the turret with all this damage, but Maple's been able to respond to that now, especially now that he's got the 7 kills underneath his belt. So LNG are in a really good spot, and they're controlling vision at this Baron, so if IG try and push in, they're going to find themselves on the business end of all the damage LNG are now packing.
It's super impressive to see LNG. Like, let's take a note to stop and a moment, excuse me, to say that LNG are out of playoffs. They're the bottom 2 team at the moment in the LPL, and they are performing well. Like, it's not IG handing this game on a silver platter. It is LNG taking it from them. And with these Fed members you talk about still in front of this Baron, with the game getting later and later, get to a point where LNG are getting more and more comfortable.
And it's a problem now, because we really were looking at IG as this team that we are opting for Worlds with, where we want to see what the IG can do in these big games. But when they're falling behind against teams that are, so I want to actually rephrase that, because basically they'll get their leads in lane, where you're getting the kills and the gold and just outright beating your opponents through raw skill. But this is where LNG are outthinking them and outsmarting them, and they're not able to carry that raw skill into their team fights. If they move forward onto an international stage, that raw skill won't be as big of an issue for some of the other teams. And if they can't have the mechanicals, are they not
okay, well, we're going to have to pause you, Dagda, because IG say it's time to go on in. Aphelios does his thing yet again. Unleash Power is great here. Solo lane survive while Leon's there as well. They flash on in. That Scout of the Week split them apart, but now the Shy is dead. And LNG always had the gold here. It was close, but LNG, never mind. They got 4 alive. They just smashed them.
And that's what we're talking about, the outthinking from LNG, going towards the pit, drawing IG into them, and they can turn on a dime with Zoe, with the Felios, and rip through them. 8-0 for both the carries here in LNG.
I guess it's just game over at this point. As LNG, they might not be in playoffs, but they can stamp their authority here over Invictus Gaming. They may be the first place team, but they got rolled like they weren't here from LNG.
LNG still looking to upset our bracket, even if they